just going to really go over the intern group. Many of you probably have never really heard of us before you started getting emails from us a couple of weeks ago once our partnership with Clarkson was official. So we'll just go over the intern group, kind of who we are, what we do. I'll go over our internship programs that are available to Clarkson students. We'll go over where you can find us on social media, and then again, we'll do some Q&A at the end. So basically, to get started, the Intern Group, we're an award-winning social enterprise, and we take applicants from all over the world, not just from the US, and we place them into international internship programs. We were founded in 2011, and we've had thousands of alumni since then. Last year was actually our biggest year in 2016, and we had over 2,000 participants in our programs, and we're growing. We recently added 3 new destinations, so we're growing each year since our founding. We are partnered with different universities around the world, including, of course, Clarkson. And we work with different companies, governments, NGOs, and those are the organizations where we place our interns for their internship positions. Our program works in 3, I guess, pretty basic steps here that I've broken it down. The first one is to apply online on our website, and then you can book a Skype interview with our admissions team. After that Skype interview, you would find out if your interview was successful, and then you could confirm your place into the program. And then step 3, of course, there's more in between step 2 and 3, but step 3 would be to pack your bags and get ready for your experience abroad. So going over the interview, again, it's on Skype or over the phone if you don't have Skype, but it's broken down into 4 parts. So that would be, those parts would be the introduction. We'll talk about the destination you're interested in, the career field that you're interested in, and then gather extra information about you. So again, the admissions team would contact you, preferably on Skype. We would review your resume before and prepare questions that are based on your specific background and your experiences, as well as with the career field that you've chosen. And then your application would be reviewed by our program director, and you would get your results back within those 2 to 3 days. And we'd let you know if you've been accepted into the program. So our programs actually run year-round. It's not just a summer or a winter break program. And the start dates are usually on the first Saturday of each month. So applicants can choose the start date that works best for them. They can also choose the duration of time that they'd like to do an internship. So those durations can vary between 4 weeks as the minimum and then 6 months as the maximum. And we accept the applications on a rolling basis. So we do recommend to apply around 6 months in advance from your desired start date because the programs are competitive, and then we do close start dates once they have been filled to capacity. So 6 months is kind of that sweet spot where it's the best time to get your application in. You still have time for the visa process and the placement process as well for your actual internship position. Now, our program is a pretty much all-inclusive program. The first thing that we include, of course, would be that professional internship placement in your career fields of choice. And we match your professional development goals with your career field to find that internship that's best suited to you. We also include accommodation in all of our internship destinations, and that would be your own private bedroom in a shared apartment or a shared residential hall, depending on the destination. But you always do have your own private bedroom within that housing unit. We have full-time staff in all of our locations as well, so that's kind of unique to our program, and they provide emergency support. Outside of your internship, we include professional development tools, we have training, we have a workshop, and we also include career coaches post-internship. So these coaches, we have 6 to choose from, and they each specialize in kind of their own niche, whether that be branding your internship, how to negotiate a salary, how to spruce up your LinkedIn if you're job searching. So you can choose a one-on-one session with one of those career coaches. And then we also do different events and excursions, meetups that are planned to really bring together that professional development of the internship with the cultural experience of living in a new country. So that the excursions and the meetups vary depending on each location, and I'll go over those again a little bit later in the presentation. We do airport pickup and airport drop-off, as well as visa assistance. So here's a graphic that shows the career fields available. Again, applicants can choose 2. They have a primary preference, and then they have a secondary preference. So you can see here it can vary anywhere between, let's say, business and finance, those 2 in the middle, to science internships, theater and music, medical electives are available in our Latin America program. So it really depends on each applicant and what they're studying and what they'd like to pursue, of course, for their internship placement in terms of a career field. And then just kind of diving into the professional development a bit, we do training workshops that are designed to enable our participants to talk with confidence, to control body language, to build confidence in the workplace. And we're also partnered with DDI International, which is an HR assessment, and that can be taken by all of our interns before they arrive for their placement. And it's really designed to kind of be a self-evaluation on your strengths, weaknesses, what you can bring to the table in a professional setting, and what are maybe some things that you could work on. So that's very helpful as well, that HR assessment. And then again, we do that session with a career coach post internship. So it's really kind of to wrap everything up and to really see how you can move forward after returning home from your internship. Okay, so we're going to go into now our destinations that are available to Clarkson students. And we'll start with our Latin America program, which is located in Medellin, Colombia. So believe it or not, Colombia is actually one of the world's fastest growing economies. And our program co-founder is Colombian. So this is why we have a program here. She was born and raised in Medellin. Our Latin America program itself is our hub for engineering. So any type of engineering placement you could think of, we can probably find for you in Colombia. But we also specialize in finance and medical electives, in IT, and in government and politics. And we actually have connections directly within the Colombian government there. The cultural events and excursions that are planned in Colombia, we do a city experience and day trips to El Peñol and Guatapé, which are villages just about 2 hours outside of Colombia. We have an experience coordinator in each of our destinations, and this person is responsible for really gathering the interns together on the weekends, planning these different events, and really making everyone kind of feel like part of a big family. Our housing in Colombia is located in the suburb called El Poblado, which is one of the nicest neighborhoods in Medellin. And then, of course, with our staff being there, we do have that emergency support. Moving to Madrid. Madrid, of course, itself is a historic yet very modern city, and it's a center of business and multinational companies located in Europe. For us, for internships, it's a hub for architecture, for hospitality and tourism, for PR and marketing, IT, entrepreneurship, as well as business. Those are all our top career field choices in Madrid. The events that are planned, we do a traditional Spanish dinner with a flamenco show. We take our interns as well to Toledo, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And they also do a tour of the Real Madrid football or soccer, I guess for Americans, soccer stadium. Madrid give 1 month of unlimited use of the metro and the bus network. And then, of course, as included in all of our programs, are emergency support from our staff who are located in Madrid. Okay, so now I'll move over to Hong Kong. You can see actually in this picture, that button that's located in the upper right-hand corner of the cityscape photo is an award from goabroad.com. And our Hong Kong program is actually awarded in 2015 as the top international internship program on that website, goabroad.com. So Go is a review website, and people go on there and they review different programs and everything like that. So that was a great honor for us to be kind of peer reviewed and win that award in 2015. Hong Kong itself, though, is a hub for finance, for engineering, law, consulting, journalism, IT, as well as fashion, PR and marketing, and human resources. Our interns who are in Hong Kong, we do a day trip to Macau and also to Lantau Island, a dinner and view from the Sky Terrace at the peak as well. And then the same with Madrid, we do the 1 month unlimited metro and bus network. Okay, so London is actually one of our flagship programs. And you can see here, this is also awarded an award from Global Youth Travel Awards of 2016, and we were a finalist for the best work experience provider. But London itself, and this program for us, is really our hub for business and finance, as well as for PR and marketing, entrepreneurship. There's a huge startup community in London, so that's a great place to really get that hands-on experience, as well as NGOs and nonprofits and fashion. Our interns here do a London Eye experience, which you can see in the photo at Ferris wheel. They're on the river. We do a guided tour down the Thames. They do a tea experience and also a night at the West End Theatre. And in London, the interns actually receive unlimited access to the Tube, which is the metro or the subway network in London, and they would receive an Oyster card, which is that access card, and that's valid for the entire internship. So whether that be 6 weeks or 6 months, that Oyster card would be unlimited access. And then again, our staff who are located there. Okay, so now we'll talk about Australia. Our program there is located in Melbourne, and it's home to many different business headquarters, but it's also a very creative city, really globally. So it's our leader itself for journalism, for fashion, IT, hospitality, as well as consulting and finance. And our Australia interns get to do a wildlife experience. So they get to get up close and personal with those native Australian animals like kangaroos, wallabies. So that's really fun for them. We do a ticket to a major local sporting event. In the past, interns, let's see, they've gone to Australian Open tennis matches, rugby games, really whatever's in season at the time that they're in Australia, but we provide a ticket to a sporting event. They do a city tour in Melbourne, a vineyard day trip to the Eureka Valley, as well as the Yarra Valley, excuse me, and then a trip to the Eureka Skydeck as well. And then the same with London, our interns in Australia receive unlimited use of the public transportation. Okay, so Dublin is actually one of our newer programs. It was opened last year, but Dublin itself was coined the Silicon Valley of Europe, and it's home to many different global technology giants like Microsoft, Google, Amazon. They all have their European headquarters in Dublin. And for us, we're very strong there with public health, business, entrepreneurship, real estate. These are all great career fields for us, specifically in Dublin. Our interns do a trip to the Guinness Storehouse. They do an Epic Ireland museum experience, a Dublin Castle. They also go to the Cliffs of Moher and do an Irish literary night. So those are some exciting activities planned by our experience coordinator in Dublin. And then we give our interns 1 month of unlimited use of the public transportation there. Okay, we'll round it out with New York. So being that our program does provide international internships, probably the majority of Clarkson students actually wouldn't be eligible for this location, but we do have it available to those who are an international student. So we do require that all of our interns do an international experience. So if you're an international student, you can definitely apply for New York, but it's our hub for business, for entrepreneurship, for IT, for fashion, NGOs and nonprofits, as well as art. Our accommodation is located in Manhattan, just blocks away from Central Park. And our interns in New York get to do a food tour. We do a Top of the Rock observation deck experience. They go to the MoMA and also a Hudson River cruise. And then in New York, we do unlimited use of the bus and the metro network for the entire duration of an internship. Okay, so those are the destinations that are available to our CU students. And now we're just going to talk a little bit about interning abroad and more about the intern group itself. So interning abroad is a little bit different than interning domestically. And we've kind of broken down some reasons into why you should intern abroad. We believe that interning abroad is professional international experience and gives you firsthand knowledge really of your career field, but on a global scale. So not just a domestic scale. And it's really a boost to your resume. The personal growth and development by pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone is really something that only an international experience can provide, as well as, of course, that cultural immersion and awareness. So it's insight into how locals live and how they work. And then, of course, the bottom line is this really does make you stand out. So the international experience itself is unique, and it's a sought-after asset to have on your resume. Now, the intern group, of course, we do have that partnership with your university, but we also, no matter what, provide that personalized placement process with our experts team. So we, again, have teams located in each of our destinations, as well as our central team. So we're highly focused on the professional development alongside of the cultural immersion that an internship would give you. And we have a reputation as being a leading provider of international internships. So you can see again down here from goabroad.com, the same award system that was on that Hong Kong page. We were a notable mention in 2015 as a top internship organization. And then in 2016, we were actually named the top internship organization from goabroad.com. And you can read all the reviews that are listed there too. So the question we get a lot is regarding the placement and where we've placed past interns. Now, we don't necessarily have a static list of companies that you can pick and choose from, but rather each intern goes through the placement process individually, and it's together with their placement coordinator. So we place interns based on their academics, based on their experience level, what they're looking for, what they're not looking for. We really take all those factors into consideration when making these placements. So these are just a couple of examples to show you really the caliber and the quality of the host organizations with whom we do place interns. You can see here we place interns with FIFA, with Bancolombia, with Guggenheim, with quintessentially stays in London, Grant Thornton, and Madrid. So really a wide variety, and it can be anything from a startup to a multinational or international company. All right, now in terms of the requirements, we don't have a quote unquote set list of requirements, but rather we evaluate each person's educational background, each person's experience, and their future ambitions. That being said, different destinations do have different visa requirements. And there's also certain requirements, for example, a fluency in English for English-speaking destinations if it's not your native language. We do have Spanish roles available in Latin America and Madrid, as well as Chinese language roles available in Hong Kong. So that can either be Cantonese or Mandarin. However, the language for all of our internships, no matter what, is English. So you don't have to speak a foreign language to be considered for this program. And then we're looking for students, recent graduates, really anybody who has a passion to explore the world and wants to be in hands-on development in their career field. All right, so after confirming your spot, which would be through deposit, your place in the program would be confirmed. And then that placement process that I was talking to you about earlier would begin with your placement coordinator in the location that you've chosen. And then your internship role itself would typically be confirmed within 4 to 8 weeks prior to your arrival in country. And you can see here, I just pulled some screenshots of different places where we have been featured. So we had a piece in Forbes magazine last year with our Columbia team. That's, you can see there on the left. We've been in Times, on CNN, as well as these two sites at the bottom. So goabroad.com, of course, I've spoken about. That's a review site, as well as gooverseas.com. That's another review site where you can find testimonials from our alumni speaking about their experiences. So speaking of our alumni, we do have alumni testimonials on YouTube, which you can watch. I just pulled a couple of quotes here from two of our alumni. So Adam, he's from the UK, and he did an internship in Australia with us. And then Kimberly down at the bottom, she's from the US, and she did an internship in Madrid. So I'm not going to read them word for word, but you get the idea. We do have different alumni testimonials you can see on our YouTube channel, pretty much from every career field. So if you're interested in what exactly you could be doing during your internship placement, this is really a good place to start because it kind of gives a day in the life and kind of an insider look at what an intern with the or what an internship with the Intern Group is really about, and what our own alumni think. And you can follow us on social. So we are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, really anything you can think of. We also have Spotify playlists, which I think are really cool. Actually, we do kind of the local music from each of our destinations and their top hits. So it's a really cool way to get really a local's view and see what music is popular and maybe even listen to a couple songs before you potentially would do an internship. So I love that Spotify. But yeah, you can find us on all these different social sites. Okay, so now we'll have time for questions. If you don't want to ask a question now and you'd rather talk to me one-on-one, you can absolutely do that by calling our US phone number. And you can also email me personally at this email address down below at info@theinterngroup.com. I'm going to just minimize us here. Okay. And this chat box is open, so you guys can ask any questions that you have for me now. And again, I recorded this presentation, so I'm going to send it to you guys all later today. And again, you can watch it again. You can send it to your friends if you wanted to show them. So from Zach, just to confirm, airfare is not included. Right, so airfare, any visa fees, and then daily food and drinks wouldn't be included in the program fee. But just to bring this up to Clarkson University students receive a 12.5% discount on all of our programs. So that would be any program that you qualify for, any duration that you qualify for. Do some more typing here. Is there a limitation in destination choices based on industry interest? It really depends. So I'll just give you an example here. So for medical electives, the only location where that's offered is going to be our Latin America program in Colombia. That's really the only one that's very specific, though we can usually place any sort of career field in any of our destinations. The medical electives are tough just based on local laws, but those aren't an issue in Colombia. And then you have to speak Spanish for that specific career fields too. But generally, no. So there's really not a limitation in destination choices based on your industry of interest. Are the majors that are listed for program locations the primary majors? Right, so I just listed really the strongest career fields available in each destination. So engineering is also available in, let's see, in New York, in London, in Madrid, all the locations actually that I listed, engineering is available for. But Latin America and Hong Kong are two of the strongest locations for engineering. So really any kind of engineering is possible in those two. So it's not limited to those two destinations. No. You're welcome. And again, if you would rather talk to me personally on the phone, you can definitely do that. You can call that US number. I can answer it and talk to you one-on-one. You can also send any emails to me if you wanted to do that offline too. I'm very happy to be an email correspondence with anybody. Thank you. Yeah, and this partnership with Clarkson is pretty new for us. I think it became official around 3 weeks ago. So we're really excited to welcome you guys to our program and take advantage of that discount that all the students receive. And yeah, kind of get out there and explore the world with internship opportunities. All right, if we don't have any more questions, I don't see anybody else typing. Again, I want to thank you for joining me this afternoon. I will send this recording to everybody so you can watch it again or send it off to friends. But thanks so much for being here today. And again, my name's Kaylee. If you have any questions, you want to talk to me personally, you can call in and ask for me. But have a great rest of your day, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.